So I'm going to talk about my interview yesterday. I really had a hard time because, first of all, they asked me some questions that were not personal, but they were personal. And it was hard for me to answer because I have a really hard time talking about myself. You can ask me about anybody else. I can tell you about anybody else, what they're good at, what they're bad at, what I think they're going to exceed in. You asked me about myself and what I think I'm good at or what I think I'm going to exceed in, and I'll probably tell you I don't know, because I have a hard time looking at how other people perceive me. I know how I perceive myself, and I know that I'm really hard on myself, so I would point out everything bad. And they don't want to hear all the bad, right? They want to hear all the good. That's the point. So, they're like, well, how do you feel about your life and your training experiences? Because I was applying to be a trainer. And I'm like, my training experiences, well, I've trained people, I've trained my kids, I've trained in companies, but not like officially. It's been just, helping people basically when they're sitting with me and they're learning new products, things like that. Okay, I can answer that question, but in my mind, I'm thinking, I've trained myself to be, a non-robot, and I've had to train myself how to love myself. I've had to train myself on how to be a survivor, basically, because everything that I've gone through in life has taught me how to survive. And everybody, of course, is a survivor. If we're here, we're alive, we're surviving something. But personally, for me, it's hard because I've had to go through a lot of physical abuse. I've had to go through mental abuse. I've had to go through learning how to cope with stuff. Then they're like, well, what is your biggest accomplishment? I drew a blank, and I'm like, I wouldn't say my biggest accomplishment is, I don't even remember what I said. I think I said like taking care of kids, and at a job I was able to move up in a company by 3 levels. I think I said Dish Network, because I went to level 4, and I went to Dr. Dish, which was their highest level there. So that was an accomplishment for me. Cool. But my brain automatically wanted to say, well, my biggest accomplishment was, surviving MS when I was on medicine every day and out of commission for 6 months, not able to walk barely, lost my vision once. And that's really what I wanted to say. That biggest accomplishment was surviving a disability that was a brain deteriorating disease. And, can't say that in the interview either, because I'm not trying to get sympathy points. I'm not trying to be like, oh, pay me and hire me for this job because I need sympathy. So I didn't say that. I just told him about the other things I could think of. But it's just funny to me how, these interviews really make me think about all the wrong things, and it's really hard to get through. Luckily, I think I did okay. It was awesome because I got offered 2 other positions after that, of people that weren't even in my interview. Managers came up to me and said, how would you feel about doing QA? How would you feel about being a team lead? And to me, that was just really heartwarming because they told me, you're really valued in this position, that you're in now, but we would love to see you do other things because we know you have it in you. And to have people in my life that have really been discouraging my whole life, and to tell me how much I'm not worth and how much I don't deserve certain things, mainly certain people that, should be the ones loving me. And not saying everybody, but a lot of people. And so, I'm already hard on myself, but to actually hear nice things from different people was really nice. And it was cool because it was 11/7, and on the same day, I had a person that works with me, an older gentleman. He has been saying he's looking for a house forever, and I've been asking him forever about buying a house. Well, he eventually says, I think I'm ready. So I sent him up to my lender a few days ago. Yesterday, she sent me his approval. He went up and he got approved, and he got approved for way higher than what he thought he was going to want, and he actually is ready to look. So yesterday we went to go look for some places. I took him on a showing, and that was cool because it was the first time that I actually got to, get somebody approved the same day, go look the same day, and now he's excited about buying. And so that was awesome. And that was on 11/7, And then Mia's birthday was 2 days before that. And just everything went kind of is flowing. Like, I'm applying for things and I'm getting the ball rolling with real estate. And I have like 3 other people that are interested in buying one that I'm already working with. My best friend Ty Amber, one of them. And so everything's pretty good right now, even though, just wanted to kind of record this as a blog because it was hard to get through that interview yesterday. And I'm such an idiot. Like, I draw blanks. I'm thinking of, ooh, how can I answer this question about a scenario? These scenario questions are really hard. And just want to encourage people that, even if you're not successful in something, don't stop, because it takes unsuccess to get where you need to go. All those failures I've had actually led to 2 job openings, possibly, that I wasn't even applying for. And managers were just like, you're a motivation on our team. You're a good worker. Who wants to be a good worker? I just want to be a good person in life in general. But, they're just like, you're good at what you do. And they were like, how do you feel about how your clients feel about you? And I had to be honest about it. I think my clients actually know that I'm there for them, that I do all I can. I go above and beyond for everybody, and I give them way more information than they need at a lot of times. And so, they smiled at that, and I think that they like that I actually, recognize that in myself, and that they recognize that in me too, and they shook their head and were smiling. Yeah, that is true. That's who you are, and we know that. And so, anyway, God's good. Thank you, Jesus, for everything, and